Hey friends, it's Heather here. Today we are going to start the first of a two-part series on your habits. Now, I hope you've been using the tools that we've suggested you use. I hope you started a triggers log and are keeping track of your triggers and lies that you hear. And I hope that you're using Erin's resources as well. So day one, we talked about renewing your mind and how so much of this is a mental battle. I really hope you believe that. And I'm gonna pause there for a second because it's kind of hard to believe. Okay, for most of us, for years and years and years and decades, we have believed that if we could fix all this, then we would feel better. Now, some of you have done what I did, where you actually fixed all that and you're still miserable and you're like, wait, that didn't work out. What do I do next? So some of you have had that experience, as I have. And others of you, maybe you're still in that, like, just a little more, because that's what the body image idol, the body image lie tells us, just a little more. If you could just go a little further, oh, that was really great of you to lose that weight. Now you just need to tone up a little bit more and then you'll get there. So some of you are stuck there, where that body image idol, that body image that goal, that lie is just whispering in your ear and telling you lies to try to keep you motivated, and I use that word in quotes, motivated towards reaching a certain goal. And your motivation towards reaching that certain goal is that you'd be free, right? Like that's what we all want. Like, I think the reason we go on diets is so that we can rest, right? No one goes on a diet or no one starts an exercise program like, I cannot wait to do this for the rest of my life, right? That's just not the way it works. We do these things in the hopes that someday we will rest, that we will be free. And my news for you today is that just doesn't happen on this earth, right? You know that, you've experienced that. You've gone on the diet only to go off the diet because you're just tired of, I can't control everything, I need a rest. So anyway, back to today. Today is part one of habits. Your verse of the day is very important. Philippians 4:8. What are you thinking about? Yes, you have to renew your mind. Part of renewing your mind is identifying lies, identifying triggers, taking those things captive, like I talk about and compared to who? Like, yeehaw, lassoing those thoughts and getting them out of your head, right? And you have to see them before you can do that. And then part two is, what are you thinking about? What things are you meditating on? I tell you, the more your nose, proverbially, is in the Bible, the more you are feeding, like we talked about nourishment, hydration, the more you are feeding on God's word and God's truth, the more your mind will begin to change. And what you see and what you think and what you believe will begin to change. Now, step one is identifying that's an idol. Those are lies. That's not the truth. I've got a friend that's recovering from an eating disorder. And whenever she hears those lies, she says that Ed told her that. And I love it, right? Because it's like, you need to stop and recognize that's not you. Like we kind of tend to assume like, oh, well, it's my thoughts and I'm responsible for my thoughts. No, my friend. Like we talked about day one, there's conviction and there's condemnation, right? But it's the enemy that's feeding you those thoughts. So as we think about our habits today, I want you to first of all get in the habit of being conscious about what you're thinking about. Yeah, that's a weird habit, right? But you got to be conscious about what you're thinking about. What is consuming your thought life? And then as you sit there, I don't know, maybe you go look in the mirror, you get on the scale, and then you like sit down to do something, you sit down to breakfast or whatever. Where does your mind go? Where do your thoughts go? Because you have to be conscious. Stop. I'm going to stop this thought train. And I'm going to tell myself what's true. And if you don't know what's true, get in the Word, my friend. The Bible will tell you what's true about you, what's true about God, what's true about God's love for you and acceptance of you. So I hope that that's encouraging today. That's where we're going to start. Tomorrow we're going to have a Saturday share time with an opportunity for you to share some of what God has going on in your life, and then like what you've been finding out. And then Sunday we're going to do something very intentional too. But I want you to pay close attention to these things over this weekend. What are your habits? What are your habits in your thought life? And actually, another habit is what are your habits with your words? What words do you speak to yourself, either out loud or just in your head, that need to change? Maybe you need to change your language. So be conscious of all of this, and that's where transformation begins. Thanks for doing this program. We're excited to work with you. Can't wait to see what God has in store for you. Bye.